Hi, everybody. This is the Phoenix. I'm going to try not to rock because I'm stimming. um, I'm doing a little bit of a, you might say, a sloppy video today. I seem like I'm on and off all the time with how much effort I'm able to put into the YouTube channel, but I'm trying to stay dedicated to doing a video every day, and today has not been a good day for me. I was up really late to the morning hours, I think 4 o'clock, editing last night's video. I think it was a good video, but ultimately I realized that my audience, when I actually can grow enough to have one, is going to be an audience that's not seeking perfection all the time, because especially with my issues and the things that I go through on a day-to-day basis, which it can kind of vary a little bit. Perfection is not just really something that's going to come into the equation. I wake up almost every single morning in a state of grief or depression. Now, I have found some coping skills that are helping me. And one of the things that I tend to do is I get on YouTube and I go to my favorite, YouTubers that actually have similar diagnosis as me. So they might be hypersensitive, they might be ADHD, they might be autistic, they might be reclusive, which I am. But I have to fight through those barriers every single day. And I fight the tears because I don't want to be a crybaby. And I am a fighter. If I wasn't a fighter, I would have given up the ghost a long time ago. Because this hasn't come about because any one thing has happened to me. And I have suffered abuse, I've suffered neglect, I've went on journeys in life that nobody should have to go on. I've experienced things that nobody should have to experience. And I've been abandoned by more people than I can count, especially those that I thought that loved me, because apparently they thought I was the most obnoxious thing that ever walked the earth. And I was really just needy, and they didn't have time for me because I was needy. And then, when I would see them backing away from me, then I would get hurt and I would lash out. But none of this that I'm going through is because of that. I'm trying to fix all that in my own mind, and whenever someone will allow me to enter into their life enough that they can realize I'm not a monster, or I'm not a mean, angry person. Really, I just have endured a lot of suffering, a lot of which I caused myself. I'm going to get a little drink of coffee. But this has been with me my whole life. I don't know if it happened like the first year I was standing in the crib alone crying because my mother was having to work. I don't know if it happened when I was 4 years old and the person that I held dear to my heart like a mother disappeared, essentially. Crushed me. I can't blame anyone or anything. I may have been born this way, and I don't hold anything against anybody because that's futile. Futile. Since I had, some of you may have noticed it, but since I had my bout of encephalitis and essentially went bonkers for a little while, because if you look back through my videos, Getting to Know the Phoenix, you'll realize it was caused from sepsis from a dying gallbladder. Long story short. But I have suffered from depression as long as I can remember. And I've suffered from being a highly sensitive person my entire life. And later in life, I did get a diagnosis of autism. I'm dyslexic, I'm autistic, I'm OCD, which when things aren't like really, really pristine, I start getting upset. And you can't see the background here, but I haven't had a day where, today hasn't been a day where I was going through perfecting my world. So I'm a little bit upset about that. But essentially, I woke up late today because I got in bed late. I didn't get into the bed till the early morning hours. And so I feel kind of tired and drug out, but also at the same time, my my best friend, Gravity, was there to greet me when I woke up this morning. So I've been discomfited, depressed, grieving somewhat. And like I said, I can't blame this on any one thing. I remember doing this when I was just a little bitty child. But I am a fighter, and every single day I find a reason or a way to get up and do what I have to do to take care of my family, to take care of myself. I am learning self-care, which is something that I have not understood or known. I haven't had self-love. I may have displayed selfishness a few times as it came out that way because I was mostly, it was self-preservation. But I can't remember a time or an era of my life that I didn't like wake up depressed. And then I have to fight. I wouldn't go to sleep if I didn't love to sleep so much, but sleep is the one oblivion other than the fact that my brain never shuts down. So anyway, going back to it, I actually look up my favorite YouTubers, especially the ones that, and I'm not going to name any of them, but the ones that are like me and they have experienced the problems that I have, but they have learned self-care to the point that they actually, I'm going to look and see how long this video is so far. Only 8 minutes. So, they have actually acquired the ability to have the self-care. Now, you might think of self-care as like getting your shower or washing your hair or putting makeup on or whatever. You know, I really don't care about stuff like that anymore. Not that I don't want to get a shower and wash my hair, but it's just like having that presentation where, hey, I'm perfect. I'm overweight. I'm built like a pear. I've always been chubby. And the skinniest part about me is my face. Because if I lose weight, that's where I lose. And then it just kind of works down. But I would have to be extremely underweight before the bottom half of my body lost weight. So, I mean, I just don't care. I just don't care. And if you think my sloppy videos are awful and I'm not professional enough, just go find somebody that suits you. But anyway, these women, mostly women, have found the ways that self-care really counts to me. And I'm not doing it. And it really makes me sad. It makes me want to cry because I want to sew, I want to paint, I want to redo some of my furniture. I got some curtains I'd like to make. And these things would probably really calm my spirit and make me really happy if I could get into them. And I haven't been able to get into them because my depression's been really out the roof. That's a self-defining failure right there. But generally I get through it every day, and toward the evening I start feeling a little bit better. I am not an early morning person. But when I'm depressed, I have to be avoidant. I have to be away from everybody. It's kind of hard on Jamie, especially because I don't want to talk. It's kind of hard on Jamie, especially because that was a dog snoring. And I'm probably not going to edit this video, so if you heard the dog like snort or sneeze or whatever that was, I'm sorry, but whatever. I want to get started doing crafting because I think it'll feed my soul. I make corn husk wreaths, and I do have an obstacle though because money is really low right now, and our finances are not that I can buy crafting supplies. And goodness, everything is so high. I'd love to crochet, but the yarn is twice as expensive as it used to be. And so and we did start a year and a half ago, actually maybe more than that now. We came into this house homeless and without anything, so the catch up has been enormous, and I just haven't had extra money to buy those things. But most of these YouTubers that I watch, they have found this place where they can self-soothe, and it usually involves soft music and candles or crafting or walking through the woods. Well, I mean, we are in the Southwest United States, and it's either really, really hot or really, really cold, and there's no green grass and there's no trees to speak of, not what I think of as trees. And we live in a shabby 1970s trailer. Now, I'm going to say it's not any of that, because all of that happiness that I need, everything that I need to fight my depression is in me. And honestly, I think it just takes self-discipline to actually make yourself do these things. And I kind of thrive on self-discipline, but so far I haven't been able to get myself started doing my crafts. And I want to, because I want to share them. You know how I love... I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm sorry. You know how I love the little bitties? Because sometimes when you get started doing little bitties, it grows into something really nice and really big. So, I'm gonna get back to my day. I apologize for crying. I may have to edit this video and take some of this out, including the dog bark, snort, cough, whatever that was. Living with this my whole life has been hard, but with many of the things that you face in life, you grow so resilient. And you grow so strong. And actually crying is good for my eyes, because I have terrible eyes. I have mild cataracts and I have corneal dystrophy. But the salt from the tears releases the excess water that my corneas hold that makes everything frosty. So actually crying is good for me. I should do it more often. So, if I get started, if I can actually make myself get started doing some of my crafting things, I will try to start adding some B-roll of the little things I'm doing. And I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe and comment down below. If anybody goes through these bouts like I do, maybe not as often. I hope most people don't wake up depressed every morning. But if anybody goes through this, be sure to reach out and comment in the comments, and maybe tell me some of the self-care and the coping mechanisms that you have, and that'll give me a chance to try out some of them. But it's really helping me being able to express on YouTube how I'm feeling. And I know that my channel has been kind of depressive, and I know that I'm trying really, really hard to bring it out of that. But as I said in the video I shared last night, you're going to see me in all sorts of state because my emotions are slightly deregulated more than usual right now because of a couple of things I'm going through that I don't care to disclose. But I have kind of had a downward swing right here lately because of a few things. But I'm not going to give up, and this is giving me a platform where I can share my feelings, share my heart, and I know I'm going to get better, and I know I'm going to improve, and I know that I'm going to have some really, really beautiful things to share. I'm sorry I don't live in a tiny little quaint cottage with all kinds of antiques. I'm sorry that I can't share that with you. I'm sorry that I live in the desert and I can't share the spring flowers or a walk in the woods, and I don't have curtains on my windows, and my shirts are old. I'm sorry that I don't have lovely things to share, but I'm going to try to add more lovely things to my life because I think it might cheer me up. So for now, I'm going to say stick with me, like, subscribe, and travel this journey with me into not only health, happiness, and stability, but simplistic, wholesome. I long for wholesome. I long for just really, really simple things. Simple things that can make you happy. And share your thoughts with me. And that's the dog again. I'm sorry, my dogs make all kinds of weird sounds. That's Noogie. And I always think he sounds like a little pterodactyl or something. But he's wanting attention. So I'm going to say bye-bye for now. This is probably like a no-edit video. And so I'm going to be off and on about that. Noogie, honey. But I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.